Maxim. So today we are going to talk about pricing rules, rule-based pricing, how to create a pricing strategy in the GoalProfit solution tool. So in order to create pricing rules, we need to go to the tab called strategy. We go to strategy and let's name our pricing strategy rule-based pricing. Okay, let's save it. So now we see two strategies here: basic strategy, rule-based pricing. Ours is rule-based pricing. Okay, so we need to create pricing rules, and we can create and we can separate them by sections. So you see here default section. So we can delete it if we don't like it and create our own pricing section. So let's start with some core rules, core pricing rules, which are typically used by retailers to manage their prices. So what kind of key rules are used? Let's start with markup rules. I think that markup rules is something is used in common by all companies. So we don't want to sell products below margin, below profit. So we can say that our markup for products should be not less than 5% and not more, whatever. So minimum markup we want to have is 5%. So the next core rule could be price change rule. Price change rule says that we don't want to change the price dramatically, more than 20%. So minus 20% or plus 20%, no matter. So this is the corridor of price changing we are going to allow. Next one could be pricing zone. We want to keep all prices in the same pricing zone. So all product with the same pricing zone should have the same price. Fixed price, also one of core rules. If we're talking about grocery, we have some categories where prices are managed by country law, like tobacco, alcohol, whatever. So we could say that the price for these specific products should be strictly equal to minimum allowed price in this category, like mean price tobacco or mean price alcohol. And last but not least, rounding rule. So typically we want to craft our prices so to make them beautiful, so attractive for our consumers and customers. And in case we are like discounters, we can use the rounding, like we could say that in the range of 100 euros up to 10,000 euros, we want our products to end with prices ending 9999. So it doesn't mean that you're required to use this rule, but for some type of businesses, of type of products, you can round your prices to make them easier to perceive. Like nine endings say that we are like cheap prices. We could put them like equal prices. Okay, so we created some rules in core rules, and now we can go next. We can create another price rule section. So let's name it relationship rules. So what kind of price relationships we know between different products and stores. So price line group, we could say that all products in the same line group should have the same price. Size rules, so we define the price relationship between products with different sizes, like 1 liter, 2 liters bottle, or different packages. These rules helps us to define the price for lower size product against bigger size products, saying that okay, equivalent price, like price per kilo, should be higher than price per kilo of bigger size product. What else? Cross-zone rule. So we define the price relationship between different price zones. We have here 2 price zones, like Amsterdam or Rotterdam, and we want to define the price relationship between those 2 regions, like -20 plus 20%. It means that this is the corridor between those 2 regions. It doesn't require, but in many cases, if you have 2 pricing zones, they're very close to each other, and you want to keep, you don't want to have a strong price differentiation between 2 zones. This pricing rule will help you to keep those two regions not too far from each other from pricing perspective. I think more or less it's all here. So we can imagine more price relationship rules, but for demonstration, I think it could be enough. And what else is missing? We could definitely competitors. So we can say that we have competitors, and we can define pricing relationship of our product against competitor products. So you see here the price competitor rule. So we could say that okay, my price should be like -20% from Ahold. So we want to be cheaper than Ahold. I can add another one saying that okay, I have another competitor like Jumba, and I want to have equal price with Jumba. What else we have here? Another competitor, Lidl. Yeah, it's hard to be cheaper than Lidl, so we want to be we allow to be like a little more expensive than Lidl. Like 20% is allowed. Maximum we could be expensive than Lidl, but that's it. This is like direct competitor rules, but we could also define market rules. So like market price rules, saying that okay, there are like segment A. It means that it combines prices of all competitors like Ahold, Jumba, and Lidl, and we don't want to directly compete against them, but we want to compete in average, saying that my average price should be not more than 20% higher and not less than -20% below the average market price of this segment. So definitely on the master data, we can define who will be included in this segment A. Okay, this is competitors sector. I think that more or less done which rules we are missing. I think we are done. So we can add only one price rules to core, which I missed at the beginning. This is promo lock. We can lock the system to change the price in case the product is on promo now, in promotion. We don't want to change the price when the product is now discounted, so it can confuse our customers and consumers. So this is the very typical rule to avoid price changes in the promo period. So that's it. So that's how we created our pricing policy. Definitely it's quite simple here. It looks very demonstrative. Typically retailers have and other companies have much more complicated pricing strategy. But you see that it's quite easier to add more rules to each section and to manage it. So we can add rules, but also we can define some settings for each rule. So if you see the markup rule, we can define the minimum markup, but also we can define the scope of business this rule will be affected. So for example, we want to apply this rule only for one pricing zone. It could be Amsterdam, and in this case this rule will be executed for products in Amsterdam. Or it could be any other dimension like brand or city or specific item, region, whatever. So we can define the scope. And also for the rule we can define the weight and strictness. It means that you have different rules and they can conflict each other. So for example, you want to have 5% minimum markup, but at the same time you want to be below the competitor price, and potentially there is no gap. I mean, there is no area where you can meet criteria of both rules. In this case, they are conflicting, and you need to select which price should be and what is priority between those rules. So you can define priority by defining the weight. So now you see the weight is 100% for all of them. So they are equal to each other, but we can increase this weight. But if we want to this rule to be executed in any way, in any case of conflict, to give this rule the highest priority, we can select check the box called strict rule. So in this case, in any situation when pricing rules are conflicting each other, the markup rule will be executed first priority. Okay, and you see that this fixed prices also has a always strict rule priority. We can put more. So price change limit, if it's highly important for us, we can also make strict. If you have a lot of strict rules, definitely they start to conflict between, and you give less room for relaxation between other rules. But that's that's another topic, how to relax rules and and to manage pricing strategy. So we are done. Now we define our rules, so we can save this strategy. We can also share this strategy with other users. So for example, we're in charge of wine or other category, and we want to share our strategy pricing policy with other category manager or pricing analyst, so we can share it, so they can see the strategy now as well. And that's it. So if we want to run optimization, I mean, if we want to change prices to get recommendation according to this pricing policy, we just click on the button optimize, and you see that the system starts optimization. So it takes all the products, all current prices, and check which rules are violated now. So, and you see that we get 351 price changes. So 11 price increased and 304 price decreased. So, and in this column, recommended price, now we get recommendations according to price rules. So we are done. Thanks a lot for your attention. See you next time. Bye bye.